Hey everybody, it's Randy again. So I saw a couple videos on something called a Dakota fire. It's supposed to be like a stealth fire. It's essentially a fire that's in a hole in the ground, and then there's another hole next to it that's supposed to feed it oxygen. So we're going to see if an everyday guy like me can pull that off. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is dig a hole. I think what I'm going to do with this one is just do it as is. Okay, so we're done with the first hole. It's probably about, I'd say about 12 by 12 roughly. Every video that I saw said to make the next hole, which is the air hole, about a foot, foot and a half away from it. This is about, I want to say about 10 inches deep. So I will get started on the second hole and see you in a second. Okay, so I've got the two holes dug. This one is going to be the air hole. It goes all the way through. My whole hand and arm fits through there. And that's going to be the hole where we actually start the fire. So I'm going to set this up on the tripod and see what happens here. Okay, so the video that I was watching, actually it was sort of a combination of a bunch of different videos, said that once you get the two holes done, then you just start this fire like you would any other fire. This one's going to be small, it's just me, and I'm really just doing this to see if I can actually do it. So let's see what happens. Okay, so that is just a cotton ball with some Vaseline on it. My ferro rod took a pisser, so we're just going to use this, which always works. And we put a bunch of dry stuff on top of that. Alright, we'll just give this thing a second to breathe, see what happens. Okay, it's looking good so far. I just fed it about finger-sized sticks. It's hard to tell if you can see the scale on the video or not. I don't want to get my camera too terribly close to that fire. So the fire itself is going, and it's below the surface of the ground, which is cool. To be a stealth fire, I think I need to dig it deeper. There's nothing stealthy about this. but it's definitely getting some air from that other hole. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but from my angle, I can see smoke kind of circulating in that area right here, and then gets pushed back out. I need to move my phone a little bit. All right, we are moving right along. The idea, as I understand it, is to, once this fire actually goes down just a little bit more, we're going to have a nice bed of coals down there, and I can put dry stuff on top of those coals, and we won't see a flame above the ground. Probably see smoke because there's a lot of chemistry that goes into that, from what I understand. It deals with heat, moisture, all that kind of good stuff. But so far so good. It's kind of cool to build a fire below ground. So I'm going to gather up some firewood and get this thing going a little bit more. Well, that is pretty stealthy. I'm surprised. Let's walk up on it a little bit. I kept that dirt up over there because I'm going to put all this back the way it was before I got here. All right, I'm going to let those flames die down a little bit and see exactly how stealthy we are. Yeah, this thing would definitely be under the radar at nighttime. This is kind of a downward view looking at it, so you can see the flame. But if I take a few steps back, oh, it just caught something. It's pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to call this a success, my first Dakota fire. There is a huge caveat to this that I want to share with people who have never done one of these before. This was my first time. Digging those holes is terrible. I have a trenching tool and it still was just miserable. There's roots, and then trying to connect those two holes right there was equally miserable. So if you do have to build a fire like this, give yourself plenty of time. Thanks again, everybody. I really do appreciate you hanging out with me and watching my video, and I will see you on the next adventure. Take care.